The Saucony Endorphin Elite. Is it like its name suggests, for elites only? Or can us middle-of-the-pack mere mortals get in on some of the magic too? If you're looking for a way to level up, I'm here to tell you that this carbon-plated speedster might just be the edge you've been looking for. What's going on, guys? My name is Chris. I am a YouTuber that likes to talk about running and running shoes, and today we are going to talk about the Saucony Endorphin Elite. And if you're new to the channel, please consider liking, subscribing, leaving a comment below. All of those help grow this channel, this community, what I'm trying to build here. I'd love to see you be part of that. Also, quick disclosure, this is a shoe that I bought with my own money, so Saucony is not telling me what to say or how to feel about the shoe. All of the thoughts are my own. Ran in the shoe in Chicago, and I've got some opinions. But first, let's talk about the specs of this shoe. So, the Saucony Endorphin Elite, and a men's size 9 comes in at 7.3 ounces or 206 grams. The shoe has a heel stack of 39 millimeters, making it race legal if you're trying to win the Boston Marathon or something like that. It also has a 4-foot stack of 31 millimeters, so that gives the shoe an entire drop of 8 millimeters. This has the new Power Run HG foam inside. A lot of people have thought that maybe that stands for hydrogen or I don't know, hungry grizzly bear foam. I'm not really sure what it stands for, but it's a different kind of foam than what you'll find in the Endorphin Pro or the Endorphin Speed. It's a little bit firmer than the kind of foam that you find in those shoes. It's a little bit more responsive. Ultimately, I think it is a more superior foam than that's in the rest of the Endorphin series. It does have a full carbon fiber plate that is forked so that it kind of flays out with the contours of your foot. So it allows a little bit more efficiency because it can kind of customize to the shape of your foot a little bit more. And it allows for there to be a bouncier toe off, a little springboard action that's a little more efficient than what you'll find in the Endorphin Pro. It does have a rubber outsole that is kind of strategically placed to be on the forefoot and then one side of the heel being on the outside of the heel. It is a very grippy shoe. I have not had any problems with slippage. There were plenty of areas on the course in Chicago that had excess, water from water stations or Gatorade. It did rain a few days before the race, but the course itself wasn't generally very wet, and I did not find it to be slippery. I thought the grip and the traction was pretty great. It does have a knit mesh lightweight upper. So this is kind of this is what a lot of people talk about first when they see this shoe. It's about the minimalistic feel of the upper, the minimalistic look of the upper. While there isn't a lot of material here, the lockdown, for me at least, was great. And it's a super comfortable shoe. I mean, there are these windows knocked out. You'll see that the heel counter just kind of pops down. You've seen this a lot, I'm sure, on different reviews like Kafuzi and Seth Demore and Emily Heller. But it's super comfortable. The pillow back there does rest on the heel just fine. I wore some higher socks just in case there was going to be any chafing or any blister hot spots, but that was not the case. Also, it's extremely breathable. I mean, once you get your hand in here, you can see right through it. It's just a window basically, but overall that almost like plasticky material that wraps the entire shoe, even with the decals, it creates a very firm, tight, clean, comfortable fit. You can even see part of the upper is wrapped underneath the shoe. So when you tighten it down, it really does pull your foot in, and it's a pretty secure fit. So overall, I found these shoes to be extremely comfortable. I did find that the toe box was a little roomier than I anticipated that it would be based off of the way that the Endorphin Pro 3 fit for me. So I did have a little bit more room in the toe box than maybe I would typically want to be running like 26 miles in, but it wasn't a problem. It didn't create any blisters or hot spots on my toes. And I think honestly it allowed for a little bit of movement in there while I was running. And that was helpful on hills and things like that when my foot was shifting in the shoe a little bit. It's a unique structure for a shoe, no doubt, especially in the racing shoe arena. There aren't actually many shoes that I can think of that look and feel like this in terms of the upper, but once it's all tied up, tightened down, it's easy to get your foot in and out of. I know like some of the Adidas models are kind of tricky to get in until you're in, then you're locked in, but with this it's easy enough to get in and out of. It tightens down well, it's comfortable, it's breathable, it's lightweight. It was just a fun shoe to run in. So let's talk about what it was like to run in the Saucony Endorphin Elite. First off, let me back up and say that this was not my original choice for the Chicago Marathon. Initially, I bought the Nike Vaporfly 3, thinking that was going to be the shoe that I would run the marathon in. I picked that shoe up and started taking it out for a few different runs. Immediately, I noticed that it was not good for my foot. I have very wide feet, and anything under like marathon pace was just not comfortable whatsoever. It was very squirrely underfoot, especially in the heel, the Nike Vaporfly 3. And so I was like, I kind of knew if there were any negatives like that, that's definitely not what I want to be putting on my foot for the marathon. I wanted something that I felt confident and secure in, and something that I knew, like, if I was having a bad day and I had to take it slow, I wouldn't feel stranded. I would feel like the shoe is capable of doing that for me. And just the width on the heel and the Nike Vaporfly is just not enough there. It's not made to be ran on the heel. It's made to be up on your foot and the front of the shoe. That's why it's wider. And I just could not take advantage of that. And so, unfortunately, that wasn't the shoe I was going to be racing in Chicago in. And the second shoe that I had been eyeballing for a while was the Endorphin Elite, mostly because I ran in the Endorphin Pro 3 in Boston. I really enjoyed that shoe, but I felt like I wanted to try something else this time around. And as the title of the shoe, as the name of the shoe would suggest, the Endorphin Elite is targeted towards elite runners. I don't know that I 100% agree with that. I think that this shoe can be for probably anybody that's trying to go for a 3:30 time or less. And in my case, that's what I was going for. It does have more stability in the heel than some of the other racing shoes out there. It feels a lot more like the Endorphin Pro 3 when it comes to the footprint and the width of the heel. So it felt familiar putting it on. On the other hand, it does have a slightly different geometrical shape. The rocker is a little more aggressive in this shoe. And then also that foam, that Power Run HG foam, it's a more... I want to say it's more dense. It definitely is not as squishy as it is in the Endorphin Pro 3, but I believe that it kind of instigates a faster pace. It doesn't allow you to settle into it as much. It's not as comfortable in those slow paces, and so with the Endorphin Elite, because the way the foam is generally firmer and a little more responsive, it kind of instigates that you push it a little harder, that you keep the speed up a little bit more, and that's what I was looking for in a shoe for Chicago. I needed a shoe that was going to ask for a little bit more out of me than it did in Boston, because I was trying to, get a new personal best out there, which I was able to do. It's a lightweight shoe, so you kind of, all racing shoes are lightweight shoes these days, but it is, you kind of forget that it's there. Once you're in it, it feels pretty natural, and it is an exciting shoe to run in. It does feel like you're almost not wearing a shoe because of the material, because it's so open and airy on top. It just kind of feels like a platform strapped to your foot. Essentially, it kind of is in a big way. I don't know that it was an exciting shoe in terms of like, I didn't feel like it was just poppy, like I was just bouncing around out there, like some super shoes make you feel. But it felt like it was efficient, and it felt like it was, the shoe felt like it was an efficient shoe. It felt like it had a way of focusing up my my mechanics, so kind of keeping my strides to a certain length. It was really great for like setting it and forgetting it. Not that that's what a racing shoe is supposed to be. You're not really just trying to put in mindless miles in a marathon. Every mile counts, but I mean, I felt confident in my abilities in this shoe. I felt like 330 was always going to be manageable in this shoe. I've got, like I said, wider feet. I wear a men's size 8, and there's plenty of room in there. I probably could have even gone with a 7.5, but I'm glad I had the extra room. Having something that's too tight and figuring that out like halfway through the race is awful. You want something that has some flexibility and gives you options, and the Endorphin Elite definitely does that. I think this shoe, again, is for anybody that is going for a PB, and anybody that is trying to whittle away and get closer to that Boston qualifying time. That's not in the cards for everybody. It might not even be in the cards for me, although that's my goal as a runner in life right now, is to get strong enough, fast enough to run a BQ and get back to that race on my own. But I think that that's what this shoe is for. The shoe is for the runner that is looking to push themselves forward, push the pace, push their physicality, and go for new goals and new and reach their new ambitions. And so I would recommend this for someone that is looking to shake it up and push themselves to the next level. People that are looking to level up in running, I think this is the shoe for you. I think for people that are looking for like a great race day shoe, it's maybe their first race day shoe, their first carbon plate racer. I don't know that I would recommend this off the bat. I think I would recommend probably like the Endorphin Pro 3 is a great like entry point into the like racing carbon plated shoe arena. The Endorphin Pro 3 is such a friendly shoe. The price point is great. It's a comfortable shoe, and you can get stuff done in it. I mean, it's no joke. Like you can still run a very fast marathon in that shoe. But I don't think this is going to be for anybody that is just starting. I think this is for somebody that's looking for an advantage. And I think the shoe, it's a beautiful shoe too. I got the slime green because it just it kind of like sticks out. And I wore like an all navy racing kit, and I wanted something that was kind of an asterisk to my kit, and the shoe was that. So the shoe is not cheap, so you can get the shoe right now, for instance, on Running Warehouse for $275. So whereas you can get the Endorphin Pro for $225, I believe, so $50 difference. There are other racing shoe options out there, some by Asics, New Balance, Nike, that offer a racing shoe that's not $275. There are also other racing shoes out there that are more expensive than this, but I will say that the $50 difference, in my opinion, is there. I think the foam difference, having that more that denser, more responsive foam, is a game changer. It is going to push you to new heights as a runner. I think having that forked carbon plate allows you to have a more efficient toe off. It's not as fatiguing, I think, on your feet after a while if you're able to kind of customize the way you're going to roll off the front of the foot and take advantage of the carbon inside. And I think too, just having that really lightweight, airy opening on top and the upper, the way that it's strange. It's like science fiction-y for a shoe, but for whatever reason, it has that that Michael Jordan Space Jam water feel. You just feel like an elite runner out there wearing the shoe. You feel like you can go faster than maybe you can, but it feels great. And that's ultimately something that you really want to try to have on board on race day, is the feeling that anything's possible that day. And I think the Endorphin Elite does that. So those are my thoughts on the Endorphin Elite. I'm sure that many people have thought about getting this shoe. They might be on the fence. I would say, if you're looking to push yourself and reach for new heights and new limits, this is a great option, especially if money is maybe not an issue for you and you're kind of just like, get me something that's going to take me to the next level. I do think the shoe can do that for you. What did you guys think of the Endorphin Elite? Have you tried it? Did you like it? Did you not like it? I think some people found like it was a little too much, but in my opinion, I thought it was kind of perfect. It was right in the sweet spot. Really what I was looking for in this day and age in running. That's what it was. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. Again, please consider subscribing. Like this video, comment below. Let me know what you would like to see me do in the future, what kind of videos you'd like to see, which running reviews, which shoe reviews you'd like to see. As always, stay healthy. Thanks for stopping by. Catch you on the flip side.